Almost a year and a half ago, Karina and her 15-year-old daughter were shot and killed by Karina's husband, even though she had been granted an order of protection against him. The unacceptable circumstances surrounding Karina's death inspired legislation called Karina's Bill that will clarify and strengthen the law to require a firearm to be removed when a domestic violence survivor is granted the firearm remedy in an order of protection. We advanced similar legislation last year. Since then, progress has stalled as conversations among stakeholders have continued to iron out the details of the bill. I understand that this is a complex issue, but the time to get this done is now. On this issue, we should be doing less talking and more voting. Our job is to make laws. By continuing to do nothing, we're making orphans. When we return to Springfield in January, turning Karina's bill into Karina's law should be our priority.
And listen, we don't want people that have done this type of, a tragedy of domestic violence. Temporarily they should at least, we believe at the ISRA that they can be disarmed. And the Supreme Court ruled in Rahimi versus United States that those convicted or those charged with domestic violence can be temporarily disarmed as well, assuming they have due process, meaning a hearing. And so that's kind of the problems we see with this bill. I can give you numbers of bills. I think all these will change just because you need vehicles to move these through in 4 or 5 days. So lost and stolen firearms is really just penalizing law-abiding citizens if their firearm gets stolen and they don't know about it. The second issue is safe storage of firearms. Once again, this goes against all the court cases that we have from Heller and so forth to Bruin on fees. In essence, they say that you have to have your firearms in a safe storage if you knew that a certain class of individual was in your home, that being minors under 18, and then they actually they add some language about prohibited people under federal or state law. Well, anybody that does not have a FOID card is prohibited from owning a firearm under federal or state law. So they are a prohibited person. And so anybody that comes into your home that doesn't have a FOID card, now you need to lock up your firearms. But it goes beyond that. It also says you have to lock up your firearms if you're in your home, your business, or your car. And so talking about excessive fees, you have to have some type of safe storage device, a safe, if you will, in at least three places that you would have your firearms.
We're so restricted in the state of Illinois, and I suspect they're going to continue to try to fight to make that worse. While they want to strip the constitutional rights of law-abiding citizens from our ability to lawfully possess firearms, they're going to continue to empower the criminal elements of the communities and not enforce federal law. And so, yeah, that's perhaps one thing they may discuss. The red flag laws and other items that you mentioned is certainly something of interest to them, but it will do nothing to reduce crime. And this is nothing to sell it to suburban limousine liberals that they're going to be safer because they've disarmed law-abiding citizens, and it will do nothing and have zero impact on the safety in their communities. What will have an impact on the safety in their communities is working with the incoming Trump administration to get the criminal activity out of our communities. And we'll start with the illegal immigrants that have not only siphoned off billions and billions of critical dollars and resources, but also have created a disruption within our communities.